About.
Yes, guys. So, as discussed, okay, welcome you all for the AWS session one. So, here today we are going to give you the introduction about Amazon Web Service Cloud and what is DevOps. Okay, that is what our intention today. And my name Harry. I'm having around overall 12 plus years of experience, and especially I'm currently working as a senior cloud consultant. Okay, fine. So we'll move on to the session. So about AWS. So is going to be the today agenda. I'm going to give you an introduction to cloud computing because many of them new to cloud, right? So for giving them some introduction, I'm going to give the details and what are the different cloud providers. Okay, like there are so many cloud providers are in the market. So what's special in AWS that we are going to study, and general purpose and what is the use for us in the organization perspective. And there are different service models are there: SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. Okay, that we are going to study, and AWS services. And I'm going to show you how to create AWS free tier account and can utilize AWS everything. Okay, that's fine, guys. So, what is cloud computing? So already many of them knows about cloud computing. Already few people new to cloud computing. So in terms of answering all your questions and query, right? So before understanding cloud computing, you need to understand the structure, how it is. See, guys, in this current generation, if you take any organization, so whatever like banking sector or government-based industry, private sector or automobile industries, manufacturing industries, finance-based companies, whatever, the problem with all these organizations, right? They have forced to use computing resources. In terms of running their organization, we are supposed to use their website. There will be having so many data. In terms of processing it, we need a database. In terms of storing their data, right? We need storage, and we should need many servers, and we should need many networking devices in terms of making a communications. All these things. Okay, so that is the reason every organization they are using their own computing resources. Earlier, what happens? Every organization maintains the data center, something called in their own location. They'll be having some dedicated place. In the dedicated place, we have a data center. Okay, components. The data center components. All their servers, storage, networking devices, application software, everything will be there inside the data center. Okay, everything will be there inside the data center. So what happens over there, in that way, in that perspective, all computing resources, everybody, they have to maintain inside the data center. Okay, the problem with maintaining their own data center, it's for common for all the organizations. Whatever organizations, if you take, the data center have to be maintained privately. So the problem with managing data center, first thing is investment. First thing is investment, which means we need to spend lots of amount. Even if in this current generation, right, if you want to buy a laptop, that cost you around 50,000, 60,000, something like that. If you want to get a laptop with the decent configuration, like i5 with 8 GB RAM, something like that, that should need minimum 50,000 or something like that. So consider about server, consider about storage and networking devices and security devices, applications, softwares. That will cost you lots of amounts, guys. Even can be a lakhs of rupees, I can say, in terms of forming a data center. Okay, so that will be really difficult in terms of investment. Okay, that is a difficult in terms of investment. But when you come to cloud computing, what the people are doing, whatever the things we are facing trouble in data center, right? Addition to investment, we have to manage that as well. Management in the sense, if something happened to our data center component, we have to taken care of those resources. We need to fix those issues if anything comes, and if any component goes failures, we need to take responsibility to replace the particular component. Okay, it will be something like that. So what happens, addition to it, in terms of going for managing, you need to have the more manpower. For the networking, you will be having separate engineers. For development, they will be having separate engineer. For testing, they will be having separate engineer. For Linux, separate engineer. For storage, separate engineer. Like that. you will have to manage with a very big team. Okay, so if when the manpower is increasing, the organization costing also increasing. When the manpower is increasing in the project, the costing also increasing. So that is the reason what people think they are planned to come to an cloud compute. What cloud computing exactly? Whatever we are having in the data center, right? That is a physical form of our computing resources. Data center means physical form of your computing resources. As I told you earlier, in your organization, you'll be having a private location where all the computing resources, everything will be stored. When come to an this way, cloud computing. In the cloud computing, okay, in the cloud computing, the physical form of data center, no, it's converted as a virtual form. Okay, so all the computing resources like servers, storages, networking devices, application, software, everything you can be like virtually managed and virtually maintained. Okay, this can be virtually managed and virtually maintained. That is the main advantage of cloud computing. You don't want to worry about farming and physical data center. Okay, and another one majorly, if we have any particular computing resources, right? So you need that to be managed. It is been managed by your cloud provider. You don't want to manage any computing resources. That will be managed by your computing resources. Sorry, cloud provider. So cloud provider is something like many people are there. Okay, what these people will be doing, like Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. There are these many people are there. Okay, what these people will do? These people are something we can say. How we are getting internet service provider, right? They are providing internet service to us like BSNL, Airtel. It will be similar to it. These are the people are providing cloud service. There are many other people are there, Alibaba Cloud and other many people, but these people are no peak in the market in current generation. Out of these three, AWS is a senior among in the market. So in the world completely, 65% of people using Amazon Web Service. Okay, the duty of Amazon Web Service is they used to purchase all the computing resources and the component, everything. Whenever any organization need any resources, they will provide you virtually. Okay, through internet, we will able to access all our storages, networking, completely whatever we are doing in data center. Same exact thing we can access it through internet, which is called cloud computing, and these are cloud providers. So you guys having any doubt up to now? You can unmute. You can ask.
Yeah, we are good, Hari.
Yeah, up to now, thank you for confirming. Up to now, we have clear like what is the introduction to cloud computing and what is cloud provider. So this is the reason when the organizations are coming into the using cloud computing, they can save huge amount. Okay, so all the organization started migrating to cloud. So I can tell you one interesting story. Okay, initially Amazon Web Service, they have accidentally started the cloud service. Why I'm telling like that? They got project initially. The history about AWS is they got a project. So for that project, they have purchased many servers and storages. What happened finally? The last moment, the project got cancelled. So whatever the component they have purchased, right? Simply they are having. So what they planned initially, they planned to give this computing resources a rental. Okay, they plan to give this computing resources as a rental. So later on, they got a very good profit on the time. So what happens is they started these as a business to provide cloud computing service. What happens after that? So you know well about Microsoft and Google. These two companies is the very major, very big company in the world currently. Google and Microsoft. So they have some analyzers, business analyzers, and they have analyzed the market. Future is completely dependent on cloud. If we leave AWS alone, all these customers will be addressed by AWS. So that is what, in terms of giving the competition to them. So yeah, Microsoft and Google plan to come into this cloud picture. After that, only they started their own cloud infra. So now people are even using Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure as well. Okay. So this is a great example for us. If you guys knows cloud, future completely 10 to 15 years it will be completely like it's going to be a cloud era. Okay, so you need not to be worried about it. So if you know, sorry, somebody is unmuted, I guess. Okay, no issues, guys. So what I was telling is, in this particular way, whatever the Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Platform or Amazon Web Service, so these are the cloud providers. So Google and Microsoft Azure came later into the picture, but they have analyzed the market. They came, they trusted future growth is completely depends on cloud. So that is the reason they started their own cloud. So this is a great examples, guys. We have to know, like, if you learn cloud computing, that will be really helpful for us in terms of planning our career in better way. All right. So this is about the cloud providers. And if you go, what is the use for us? See, guys, earlier when you are working in any project, you may be expert in testing, you may be expert in infrastructure side or support side, you may be expert in networking, or you may be expert in security. But when you come to cloud, right, you will be calling it as a cloud architect. You will be calling it as a cloud architect. When you are calling it as a cloud architect, you will have to take care of all these activities in terms of managing infra, in terms of automation, in terms of managing the resources, whatever, complete thing, you will be taking care of it. When you are taking care of all these things, so that is the reason the people, those who working in cloud, they are getting very good hike in the market. So generally consider if you are working in any other platform like testing, or you are working in any other platform like networking or support, you won't get much hike and much yeah, I'm telling in the appraisal way as well as when you are jumping to any other company, hardly you will get 40 to 50% of hike. That is very rare. But what I'm trying to mean, the people, those who are being part of cloud and DevOps, right? They has very good respect in the market, and there are huge opening in the market. Even though you are from other technologies like testing, or even though you are from other technologies like networking or support, definitely you can easily adopt with this cloud computing technology. It's not like strange to you. It will be like similar to your environment mostly. So by the way, you will easily get a job and we will get good salary as well. Okay, so AWS is providing us like 365 days of free account. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to I'm going to create you the free tier account. I'm going to show you how to create free tier account. So in that free tier account only, we will be practicing all these case. In the free tier account only, we will be practicing our day-to-day activities, and the entire infrastructure will be provisioning over there only. The cloud can be managed in this management console. For creating the management, create a AWS account. Okay, what I will do, AWS aws.amazon.com/free. If you are do it like that, you will be getting option to create a free tier account. Okay, so click on create free account. So it will take you to sign up. So see here they have like AWS account include 12 months of free, which means 1 year free tier account. So what happens? The email ID, this is the password, and we need to provide our basic information, guys, in terms of creating account with AWS. Okay, so you give email ID and password. Here, and next step, there will be 3 stages of progress. First step, this will be asking email ID and basic thing. Next step, it will ask you for address, your other details, okay, contact numbers and all. And third step, it will ask you for a debit card information. Okay, no need to panic when you are providing debit card information, because in terms of creating AWS free tier information, they will validate you whether you are authorized person or not. So what will happen when you are providing the detail, they will take 2 rupees amount from your debit card. I mean, normally your ATM card. The 2 rupees why they are taking, just to authorize you are a valid person. Okay, one that has been authorized, the 2 rupees when they are deducted, your account will be activated. The 2 rupees also will be refunded in another 3 to 5 working days. So no need to be worried about it. They are asking debit card detail and all. So just for authorizing each and everyone, it's mandated to provide a debit card information. Okay, until without your knowledge, they won't be go for and deducting any amount from your account. It will be nothing like that, because I'm using cloud for past 7-8 years. It's nothing like that. So I used many free tier accounts, and I even suggested my people, those who were studying training under me, you need not to be worried about it. And without this AWS account, you cannot study this AWS completely. Okay, so let me create. I already have the account. Let me log in directly to it. So okay, this is actually AWS console, guys. Okay, here we have to manage our entire cloud. This is the only way to manage. There is no other way. There are some command line interface are there, that is secondary, but primary thing, even if you go for real projects, we are the people who used to manage the entire infrastructure in this AWS management console. Okay, for logging into this console only, I requested you people to sign up with a new account. If you are already having AWS account, no issues. If you are new to AWS, kindly sign up and use this. So here there are thousands of servers, sorry, hundreds of servers will be there, guys. Here there are hundreds of servers will be there. See, you can, there are compute, your virtual server, everything can be managed here. Here container, your Kubernetes, Docker can be managed here. Here storage, here database related services. If you go, you'll be getting migration and transfer, networking, machine learning, media services. Okay, mobile application. After that, if you go satellite, blockchain, security based. So almost all the section, game development, IoT, Internet of Things, robotics, almost development tools, almost all the around hundreds of services here, which is provided by AWS. Okay, as a human, we cannot remember all these services. So whatever things we required, we can go ahead, we can learn about it. And these are the countries AWS has their presence. This many countries AWS has their own data center. From this data center only, they are providing service to us virtually. Is it clear till now? What is meant by AWS management console? How we will be controlling all our infrastructure which hosted in cloud? Any doubt till now? You can ask your question.
Yes, Hari. Actually, we have other service provider also, right? As you said, Microsoft and Google. So, do they have same services or only AWS providing these many services?
Only according to me, when you are comparing the services, AWS has more service because he is a senior in the market. So I can tell you, because in my current project we have a hybrid infrastructure like AWS, Azure, GCP, and DevOps. So when you ask me, I would suggest AWS has more number of services. By copying AWS only, nowadays Azure and GCP are making their services with a different name. Okay, with the name they are making other services. But here you can see 100 services. If you go to Azure, right, you could see like 50 services. In GCP, you can see 40 services, like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm new to this DevOps. Actually, the things are interesting. So at the end, I will ask the questions. I mean, once I know
Sure,
something.
no issues, no issues. But when you compare these three cloud, AWS is better in terms of support, in terms of features, everything. Because obviously he's having 10 plus years of experience in the market. So when I'm started my career, right, it was only 3 services. When I'm started my career with AWS, it was only 3 services. And after that, slowly, right, past 10 years, it's grown, and it's very big growth with AWS.
Yeah, because I'm also seeing a lot of things are showing there, AR, VR, and everything, Alexa with Chrome. I mean,
Correct.
So, yeah. Please continue. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. So, any other questions? Okay, guys. Now, what I will do, I'll simply show you how to create one server, virtual server in AWS. Okay. General term. If you're working in any project, your client asking you to create one server. It can be for testing or website or it can be for deploying any application, whatever. You are going to host on server. So, or you developed some application, you wanted to test that application for testing or whatever. If you want to provision on server, you should need hardware for the server, and you should need the operating system, and you will spend so much of time to install it, correct? But when you come to AWS, in 2 minutes you can provision on server. In 2 minutes you can provision on server. So see, I'll open this EC2. EC2 is a service for creating a server. That is the first service of AWS. Let me open that tab. Here you can see people are calling server as a instances here. When you come to AWS, people are calling server as a instances. So as I committed, right? So within 2 minutes, I'm going to provision on server. See, as of now, we don't have any server. Those don't have any running instances because I deleted everything. Okay, everything I have a test server, I deleted. So let me launch the new server. Click on launch instance. If you want to launch the server, you have to understand there are 7 steps are there, guys. Okay, these are the 7 steps. Whatever I'm highlighting now, right? These are the 7 steps. First one is choose AMI. AMI means operating system. Okay, you can give any operating system here. If you want to give Windows, you can give Windows. If you want to provide Linux. So all the Linux flavor will come here. Linux, Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat, all these things will come. If you provide Windows, right, all these Windows related operating system will come. So you can see. So out of it, I'm going to take Windows 2016, which is the latest operating system of Microsoft. Let me take it. Here I'll be specifying the hardware. So how much CPU I need, how much RAM I need. See, 2-core CPU, 8 GB RAM, 4-core CPU, 16 GB RAM. Let me go with basic 1-core CPU and 1 GB RAM because I'm going to use the server for testing purpose. So we'll go with that. And here we'll be specifying how many number of server I need. I need 2 server, or I need 10 server, I need 25 server, whatever. I can specify the count over here. Okay, in the 4th step, we'll be adding the storage. So by default, 30 GB is enough. If you want to give 40 GB, if you want to give 100 GB, it's not an issue. Okay, minimum it should be 30 GB, guys. And tag, here I'm going to add the name of my server. So see, RMG demo test server. Okay, I'm just giving any name to identify it. The next one, security group, I'm going to take the remote of the server. So I'm opening RDP. Here I'm not changing anything. Let it be the default setting. Okay, I'm not changing anything. So let me give review. Then the review stage, nothing. They will be confirming. You see, I selected a server, some operating system, whatever you want, you can select the operating system. And hardware configuration, yeah, that is fine. And instance detail, I selected one number of instance. And we have selected storage for 30 GB. And we have provided the name to my server. So RMG test demo. If everything is a kind of a review, if everything is fine, you can launch the server. Okay, before launching, anybody has any doubt how to create a server? Simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me launch it. So this is the username and password, guys. I already have it. Like to log into the server, we should need username and password, right? If you want, you can create a new keeper also. We can give it like RMG, like that. You can download the key. So I already downloaded the key. So I'll always use the existing key. So key name is 2. Okay, let me launch the instance. So username and password, I'll be able to log into the server. See, server has been created. So count the time 9:45. Now another 1 or 2 minutes, we should be able to log into the server. Like that, I can create a number of servers, guys. Consider directly into your on-premises data center or any other places. For creating server, for arranging the things itself, it will take more than 2 minutes. And installation will take around 30 minutes. Okay, so we need to manage our operating system media. Sometimes that will throw you an error while installing operating system. Don't talk about servers. Think about simply in your laptop, you are trying to install operating system. You need to go to BIOS and changing the first bootable device. You will be making pen drive as a bootable. That itself will take almost a half day to complete all this process. But here in AWS, just takes 2 minutes to provision. Similar kind of all the services will be having the same functionality. All the services with a fraction of minutes, you can provision those services and you will be able to connect it. So after 2 minutes, what I'm going to do, I'll be logging into the server and I'll be showing you. Okay. And people, if you ask the people who those who new to cloud, if you're asking them what does mean by cloud, they will be telling you it's a storage, virtual storage. They will be telling you like that only. But actually, cloud means not only storage. Storage is one part of cloud. But addition to it, you can create your servers, you can deploy your application, you can deploy your softwares, you can manage your network, security, all these things. Whatever I was listed initially in the services, everything is part of cloud. Combination of all the factors is called as a cloud. In terms of login to the server, go to actions and get Windows password. See, it will take some time. It's not yet ready. So we'll wait for 1 more minute. Meanwhile, if you guys having any doubt, you can utilize this time to ask your questions.
Yeah, I have one doubt.
Yeah, please.
What is the difference between Docker and cloud? And is Docker also part in the cloud, or both are different?
Docker is one of the service in cloud. Okay, how we have a EC2 service now. We are creating virtual machine, right? There we will
Okay.
be creating a Docker. It's kind of a virtual server. See, we have one server right here. Inside multiple virtual devices we will create, which is called Docker. In the server, we will install something Docker application. On top of the Docker application, Docker is one of the application. Okay. On top of the Docker, we will be creating multiple small virtual containers. It's kind of a virtual machine.
Okay.
Fine, I'll show you clearly. See, in terms of logging into the server, go to actions, get Windows password. So the two, we downloaded the keeper, right? Just browse that. It's in my machine. Copy it and open some notepad. This should be something, the URL, and I'll be MSTSE is okay. So this is the username and password, guys. I'm logging to the server. The MSTSE is the application. Okay, it's a remote desktop application. This will be available by default in every machine. Even in your laptop, you will be getting. So in your run command, if you type MSTSE, it will open. Okay. So give the IP address, whatever we have taken. If you are logging to the server, you will be able to do it.
So in the meantime, Ashraf, Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Sakshi, Shamla, Swati, any question? I mean, you guys can ask. I guess most of you are from a QA background, so you can ask that how you can make your career into AWS and in DevOps. Why it is needed to learn only AWS, or why? What is the importance of learn AWS plus DevOps together? What is the job security? Something. So these questions you guys can ask. Ashraf, Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Sakshi, Shamla, Swati. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So, guys, I mean, these questions you can ask. In the meantime, the server is ready.
Yeah. Actually, I have seen these servers in Azure. I call those as virtual machines, and right now it's quite interesting. But right now I mean I'm new to this, so I will ask questions at the end.
Sure.
Fine. They are the same.
Is Docker, Git, and AWS different or it's same?
Yeah, it's different. Like we have a server right now, correct? We provision the server. So if you go for a Docker term, it's part of our syllabus anyway. So see, we created a one server. Consider this is your server. EC2 server in AWS. We deployed it. So what we need to do on top of it, we'll be installing one application called Docker. We'll be installing one application called Docker.
So Mayuk has one question. Mayuk, can you ask?
So on top of the Docker, we will be having many virtual machines. Okay, these virtual machines are calling it as this entire setup. This virtual machines controlled by this Docker. Okay, this is called Dockerization. That one we'll study in the future class. Okay, so this is one of the server in AWS. Okay, inside the server, we'll go for creating multiple virtual resources.
Harib, Mayuk has one question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I just have a question, like how can we automate this Amazon Web Service by using any automation tool, like can be Selenium or something else?
Yeah, obviously when you go for
automate this, like what we did manually just now, how we can automate this process?
Yes, see, so testing automation is something different, but in terms of if you have any tools which servers, you can utilize the AWS to provision the tool, or you have some application which need to be tested, right? We have a platform in AWS where you can test your applications or do your activities. In addition to it, cloud platform is common, not only for testing people, not only for a database team, not only for
right.
There is a very huge platform. Even if you come to AWS also, you will not get opportunity to work only on the testing way. You will have to take care of it. Okay, so you might be heard about the certifications in AWS, Solution Architect and Professional, which covers the syllabus in terms of clearing the certifications. So we need to have the knowledge in all these perspectives: server side, storage side, networking side, database side, even development. All this knowledge you should have. So in AWS, it's not only for testing. In addition to it, in terms of answering your questions, if you have an application need to be tested, you need application need to be hosted where you can use AWS is a thing. And if you have any data to be stored or somewhere, you can use S3 EFS kind of thing. Okay, so that is very much easier in terms of doing these activities using testing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no issue. See guys, as I said, we have created a server. This is a virtual server. We can do anything here, whatever we are doing it right now, correct? We can do all activity as like your normal mission. So you will do any application or whatever. Anyway, in your project you are currently using, right? You can wherever you are in the world, you will be able to connect it. Okay, even with this credential, even you can try connecting from your end also. It will be connected from your mission right now. That is the advantage of cloud actually.
Yeah, and Hari,
yeah.
I mean, while creating server, I mean, we can specify RAM and maximum storage also, right?
Correct. Anytime you can specify it, no issues.
Once we're running the server, can we change? I mean,
in the running time itself, it's not possible to change. You need to stop it. If you go to actions, right? Go to actions, instance settings. There is an option called change instance type. First, we need to stop the instance, then only it will enable. Then you can change it after stopping. Once you change, we can start the server immediately.
What is the max RAM we can set? Max RAM and storage.
You can give 1500 GB. Okay. 1 TB, like 1 TB RAM, 2 TB RAM, you can give. But your operating system have to support. So AWS has the functionality give RAM itself 1 TB, 2 TB. Like.
Okay. But right now we can use only free tier version. I mean,
We are not using it for commercial purpose, right? It's for a personal study purpose. So we are not going to deploy any application. So that's why I created a basic.
no. My question is, I mean, I'm using some free account, right? I mean, if I sign in, I can also use 1 TB RAM, or I do have any restrictions to use only 10 GB, or I mean,
Yeah, you
16
have
GB.
some limitations. In free tier, you can create up to one level only. You cannot use all these higher end configurations. They won't allow you to use.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. So this is one of the example, guys. So why I created a server and I showed you. Server is common for everyone, right? So obviously, you came to know how fast we created one server and it can be accessible everywhere in the world. Wherever you are in the world, you can log into AWS console, you can manage your infrastructure. Okay, it will be similar only. Other services also will be similar. There are around 50 to 20 services we are going to discuss in our session. Okay, in DevOps also we are going to discuss. The DevOps, we will automate all this activity. Whatever we are doing manually, those things will be automated in DevOps way. Okay, Nitesh will be showing you the syllabus and other contents. So I think Mayuk, can you please? Thank you. I think your webcam is turned on. I think. Thank you. Now it's got it. Thank you. So that is about, guys. This is what I planned for the demo for today. So now Nitesh have to show. You will be showing you the other details and syllabus and other contents, everything. You guys ask me if you have any doubts.
Yeah, in the meantime, guys, just ask your queries if you have, and I just share the content.
There are a lot many things to study, guys, in AWS. It's just a demo. I covered only one server, virtual server creation, but many things we'll be studying in the upcoming session. This will be a really interesting thing on. It will be easy for us to understand. If you know the logic, it will be easy.
So like using DevOps, we can automate the process which you did right now that you're saying.
Correct. So in DevOps, we will be automating all these things through either Python or any other programming languages.
Okay, so like in you will be using Jenkins or like something
Yeah,
like that.
Jenkins. Yeah, we will use Jenkins, Terraform, Lambda, CloudFormation,
Okay.
and Kubernetes, Docker.
So like to run any program or jobs through Jenkins, we use Git, right? So
Correct.
so it's like you won't use Git, you will be using AWS.
We will also use Git. So from Git only it will
So
take.
like I am not getting the difference between the AWS and Git.
So Git is something like it's a command line tool. So there is a source code repository available, something called GitHub. Okay, the GitHub you will be maintaining all your source codes. From the Jenkins, what it will do, it will go and get the source code from the Git, and it will execute it. What I will do in automating AWS infrastructure, I'll write a code, I'll put it in the Git. So Jenkins will do the automation based on the source code which is received from the GitHub. So it will download the source code and it will process the source code and it will execute it.
Okay, so like you're saying if you are using some SOAP services or all, so like it is not accessible through directly through Jenkins, right?
It can be accessible, but it's not a production industry best practice because in a project there are 20 people are there.
Yeah.
If I keep my source code inside the Jenkins, so how all 20 people will access? I need to provide access to the Jenkins servers in terms of access. But see, if I keep my source code in Git or Bitbucket, something like that, people easily they can get access to the Git. It's kind of source code repository. In everyone in our project, they can access it.
So a basic thing of AWS is to create a remote server.
No, this is one of the feature. That's what you should not misunderstand. Like You can create networking, you can create database, you can create applications. You can see initially I was showing you in the services, right? Right now we are discussing only one service, which is EC2. Similar way, you will have a services for storage, you will have a services for database, you will have a services for migration, you will have a services for the network, you will have a services for developer tools, you will have a services for robotics, you will have a services for game development, custom managed, machine learning, and media services, mobile related services, and security related services, and
Okay.
everything. You have a services, Internet of Things, everything. See, even for the game development, containers. So you will have hundreds of services here. EC2, right now I took EC2 is a virtual server. It's one of the example. Like that, you will have a different 99 services other than this.
So Ashraf, Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Prashant, Sakshi, Shamla, Swati, any more question? I mean, please ask guys. Okay, Hari, just one thing. I mean, most of the people are here from a QA background. So any kind of a development knowledge is required to learn AWS and DevOps.
Yeah, there are some basic knowledge should be required in terms of learning AWS. But in our training, right, we committed we will be giving sessions from the basics. Basics means whatever the prerequisites are needed to learn AWS and DevOps, we are taking care of it. That is the additional advantage to them. But if they go and join other institutes, the trainer won't be taking any prerequisites. They will directly jump into the concepts. But what we follow, why our people, our candidates get satisfied, we are starting it from the basics. Even whatever the prerequisites are there, we will not consider, we will not expect those prerequisites from the candidate. It's our responsibility to give the overall idea, the prerequisites, the basics thing. Once they all satisfied with the basic, when they all comfortable with the basic, then only we'll go to the concepts. So whatever the knowledge currently they have, that's enough. I'll take care of it when they come and joins in the class. No worries.
Okay, thank you. Let me share the course content with you guys. So here it is for. Can you see my screen? Each one of you.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So this is a course content. Let me scroll down. So here it is introduction of a cloud computing, then cloud computing development, deployment methods, then service model delivery, Linux basics, right? Then introduction to AWS services. Then it will be total these sessions will cover, right? Total 5 sections are there, which is Lambda, then it is a Glacier, Route 53, KMS, right? So these things we will cover. Then coming to a DevOps. So it is AWS plus CLI, Boto 3, GitHub, Python, AWS Lambda, then AWS CloudFormation, Jenkins, Ansible, SaltStack, Dockers. It's Hari, I guess it's ELK is
EKS.
now EKS.
EKS.
Yeah, it is now. So as per the new market, it is EKS, right? Then Terraform. So these we will cover in our workshop. Before jumping on anything, let me show you few practical things that you guys correlate and see the credentials what we have. This is the our sixth batch which we have finished here, and in this batch there is a Rajat, Satnam, and there is a Siddharth. You guys can read the name Anuj, right, and Ashok. Now let's see what feedback they have given. It is Siddharth, and he has mentioned the AWS concept, and he has rated 5 to us, right? Anuj again 5 rating. Ashok is again 4 rating, right? In AWS, he has mentioned clearly. Then Rajat, he has given us 5 rating. The workshop which we have finished. Satnam, he has given 5 rating. Apart from that, from our fifth batch, one of the guy was Mehul. He has he just switched his job because that batch has finished before sixth batch, right? So he has switched. Just wanted to let you know that I got a job as a DevOps specialist, right? And the company name he has also mentioned. So here, why I'm showing you these things, guys, that people from and these people not from a development background. These are from Hari. Please correct me if I'm wrong. these people are from a QA background, and Mehul is also from a QA background, right? And these people have learned and changed their job. So that kind of credibility we have, and you can see that 272 people has rated us by 4.8, which is really a good achievement, I believe, for Referme Group, right? So these are the course content, and around how much time, Hari, it takes to complete?
Sorry, I was on mute. So
No
this
problem.
session, right? We have planned last batches. In weekend only we have planned, and weekdays, 5 days you will be getting for practice. And if you have any doubts, you can reach me anytime in weekdays. Okay. The sessions will be on 2 hours, 2 hours in the Saturdays and Sundays. So it will take like 2 months even we can complete. Overall course duration, right? We can tell like 50 hours, 40 to 50 hours we can say.
Okay. And by end of the workshop, one is a live project that usually all the training institutions provide. But the difference is that here, let me show you. This is our job group, right? And yesterday you can see I have posted some jobs. So people who have done the training with us, right? I'm not doing any false promise. No, no, we will place you. We will just share the job. You can place your resume, and if shortlisted, then definitely you will get a call. Like yesterday I have shared one job, then Thursday I have shared two jobs, right? So every day we share jobs related to AWS and DevOps in this group, right? You can see that these jobs has been posted by us. So even after the workshop, we just supported even six batch. You will say, you can see that I asked to close the group, but people said no, we do not want to close. So the group will remain same unless and until if you are not placed somewhere or you do not have any query, right? So in terms of your interview support or in terms of your resume preparation, we just make sure you have at least 2 to 3 years of experience, that much of confidence you are having in your resume once you are completed your workshop, right? Now, the course which we have designed, usually if you will go on internet or training institution, you will find that people teaches AWS separately, DevOps separately, but we have mixed both the course. Reason because the baseline is same. So there is another advantage if you are doing a courses from any institution. It is AWS. You will do later on. You will do DevOps. Here you will get an opportunity, and with the same effort, you will learn the AWS plus DevOps both in with the same hard work. Right now, coming to the fees part, a general question. Just want to ask if anyone can reply. What do you think, guys? What is the fees of AWS in the market? Ashraf, can you help me? What is the fees in the market for AWS?
I'm not sure about it. I
Okay.
mean,
Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Prashant, Sakshi, Shamla, Swati. Any idea, any rough idea what is the course fees of AWS?
Prashant here, sir. I have
Yep.
no
No.
any idea.
Sorry.
No any idea, sir.
Okay, so let's do some AWS workshop fee. Right. I'm not going on this because this is AWS and okay, so somewhere it is 10,000 rupees, right? And for DevOps, they charge somewhere around again 10,000 rupees, right? This I'm keeping. Here we have make a course and we have make it 14,000 rupees plus two discounts we have offered. One is early bird, right? That is 1,000 rupees discount and a referral also. Referral, if we are referring someone and person is going to join, so 1,000 rupees additional discount with a facility to pay in installments, right? And not more than a 5 or 6 people we make a batch. Currently we have two nominations. I mean, two people are already confirmed for this workshop, right? We are required with 3 people who wants to start. So this was all about the demo, and this was all about the fees and everything, the confidence. I mean, the credentials I have told you, how people join Referme Group workshop and how they have turned their career, right? Change their career into cloud computing. And believe me, cloud computing is going to one of the leading technology in the market. Even if you are in automation now, you guys can see that people are demanding automation plus cloud computing, right? These kind of demand is now in the market. I don't know inside the company they deal with the same or not, but nowadays the expectation from a QA engineers is like you should be aware about AWS also, right? So, guys, my request is I am not saying you join Refer Me group for the workshop. You learn from anywhere. I mean, Udemy or any training institutions, but learn it from Wise. Choose any option, any medium wisely, right? In Udemy, most of the time I have seen that people come back to us and they say there is no support by trainer. And initially we start with a passion, but later on, because they are only recorded videos. So later on, after some time, we just miss the uh, frequency or miss the tuning part, right? Because synchronization there is a problem. Sometimes we get a time, sometimes we don't. But during the workshop, you will be at least bound with us for 2 months, and in workshop in projects, so you will complete the things within the given time frame, right? Initially, it seems that this is how why should I pay 14,000 rupees? I should go for Udemy and buy the courses in 650 or 100 or 1,000 rupees maximum, but later on you realize those 1,000 rupees are not very much worthful, right? Again, I am saying, I am not saying I'm that you should come and join Refer Me group. You go and learn from anywhere, but please upgrade yourself. This is current market, not requirement, it's a mandatory because of the technology change and everything. Believe me, after COVID-19, once it is going to over, thousands of jobs will float in the market, right? Because of they have hold the jobs right now. After COVID-19, so many jobs will come. Like in a Refer Me group, I share more than 2,000 jobs in a month, so I can feel what kind of tradition is going on, right? So Ashraf, Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Prashant, Sakshi, Samla, Swati, any more question, anything to ask?
Yeah, yes. I mean, in the course, if you teach a few, I mean, few servers and a few concepts, and after the course, if I have a chance to explore some other which is not in the course,
Mhm.
will you help me to, will you help me to solve my questions?
So Hari can reply on this.
Yes, yes, definitely. See, almost like, see, 90 percentage of market needed things are in place. I mean, like when you came to, once you received the feedback from, sorry, syllabus content from Nitesh, obviously you will be able to know maximum thing it's covered already. Something which relate to your project need or anything like that, we can connect one to one. You can anytime we can make a call, we can have a discussion. We can do that, not an issue. Okay, it's not a problem. I can definitely help you out.
Okay. And what is the last day to join the course, and when
Ashraf,
the batch will start?
yeah, Ashraf, actually, we were supposed to start by the last week, but sorry, from this week. But unfortunately, we couldn't start because some unexpected things came. But we will start from the next week. That is for sure because we have already 2 nominations, right? So from next week we will start.
Okay.
Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Prashant, Sakshi, Shamla, Swati. Any more question? Any more queries to ask? Guys, don't please don't be on mute. If you don't have any question, you can just simply say you don't have any question. Okay, fantastic. So, guys, I am not sure that how many of you are going to join the workshop, but in Refer Me group, we are like a family. People who join the workshop for a 1 month or 2 month, later on they come and join as a family with us because there is a one more WhatsApp group that I cannot show you right now, but that is Refer Me in, and there we create our own network and people help each other to get the job and help in solving the technical things, right? So thank you so much, guys, and just one small request to each one of you, and Deepika, Mayuk, Prajakta, Prashant, Sakshi, Samla, Swati. Please share your feedback in the same WhatsApp group what you got. Ashraf, please share your feedback in the same WhatsApp group. So
Sure,
thank you
sure.
thank you so much guys for joining today, and have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day. Take care, bye bye. Stay home, stay safe.
And thank
Thank you,
you.
thank
And
you,
Thank you.
thank you, Hari, for the demo.
thank you, Hari.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye.
thank you.